I would like to share with you an experience that I had. I went up to Harabait in Jerusalem a few days ago, and the instructions given to us before we entered the Harabait was that it's forbidden to pray, it's forbidden to say any pesukim, it's forbidden to engage in anything that would potentially have a religious significance to it. So for example, you couldn't bring your tefillin there, you couldn't bring your talit there, right? And this is a policy that's been in place for many decades in Israel. Essentially, the policy being that Muslims can pray in Harabait. Anybody can go up to Harabait, pray in Harabait, but Jews can only go up to Harabait escorted with a group of police officers and are not allowed to pray there. This, as I said, has been the policy for decades. I also want to be fair in the way I characterize matters. Um, Essentially, some people did end up praying, and the police didn't interfere. There seems to be a kind of like a hidden or not so hidden reality. Um, and uh, I can personally not pray. I can't pray under circumstances where it's difficult to have kavanah. So if a police officer is like standing around me and I start saying the Amidah, and I'm worried that the police officer might interrupt me. It's not the most conducive thing for a proper tefillah. But I wanted to be fair in the way I characterize it. There's a reason for this. The head of the Ministry of the Interior in Israel is a person called Ben Gvir. So Ben Gvir is right wing and he supports prayer in Harabait. So he just came out, I think, 2 days ago, actually, after I went up, with a statement that he supports prayer in Harabait. Again, Jews have been allowed to go up to Harabait, um, escorted by police officers, right? Oddly enough, the Muslims are not escorted by police officers. Just you know, think of the great material for a future post-Messianic era movie for Mel Brooks. The Jews have to be escorted, right? The Muslims, no. Anyway, be that as it may, Ben Gvir came out with a statement that he wants there to be an official policy that Jews are allowed to pray in Harabait. Guess who went against the statement? Who opposes Jewish prayer in Harabait? Um, no, not the religious parties. No, not the secular parties, not the communist, Marxist loonies, and you have a lot of those in Israel. Um, there are two main religious parties in Israel: Shas, one founded by Rav Avodah Yosef, and Degel Torah, which is the Black Hat Ashkenaz religious party. They are against Jewish prayer in Harabait. Now, as an excuse, they said, well, Jews are not allowed to go up to Harabait, so we oppose Jews going up to Harabait. But that wasn't the question. Jews are going up to Harabait. The question is, if they're in Harabait, can they pray? And they oppose Jewish prayer in Harabait. This is remarkable. And if you're not convinced that the Jewish religious institutions in Israel, and I'm not saying all, of course, there are many fine institutions, there are many fine Talmidei Chachamim, there are many fine rabbis, none of whom are involved in either Shas or Degel Torah. Shas and Degel Torah today, they are the equivalency of the Nevi'eh HaSheker in the days of Yirmiyah Hanavi. They are not there to promote Judaism. They are not there to promote Torah and Mitzvot. They are there to promote money and power for their organizations. So I needed to share with you this reality. It's a sad reality. There is a halacha. Of course, going to halacha, one may go up to Harabait. It's not even a question. It's really pretty simple. We know where the Harabait is. We know where the Harabait isn't. It's not so much of a difficulty. If somebody doesn't want to go up to Harabait, I would not force them to go up. That's fine. But if you go up to Harabait, you need to know where you're walking, of course. You can't just walk anywhere. You have to do Tevilah and be properly ready to go up to Harabait. That's a subject for a different class. The point being that it's remarkable that Shas and Degel Torah, they are the main force opposing Jews who are going up to Harabait and want to pray, and they say no. So what are you left with? You're left with the Kotel. With all due respect, the Kotel is run like a circus. I've seen more organization when you see how the clowns and the elephants running around in a circus than you have in the Kotel. The Kotel is an embarrassment to Am Yisrael. The fact that we can't organize a single minyan for all the Jews to pray together, and I don't even care what nosach, it could be Ashkenaz, it could be Sephardic, it could be Yemen, it could be Moroccan, or you can do every 15 minutes. Let's say mincha, you could do one minyan Ashkenazic, 15 minutes later Syrian, 15 minutes later Moroccan, whatever. Doesn't even matter. But you go to the Kotel today, and the one thing you can't do in the Kotel probably is pray with kavanah, meaning you can't pray that because tefillah without kavanah is not tefillah. So you're trying to pray in the Kotel. One guy is saying Ashrei, the other is yelling for a minyan, the other person is asking for tzedakah. It's really unbelievable how in the Kotel today you can't pray because the Rabbanut does not see it as important to try to create an atmosphere which would engender proper tefillah. So I want to go to Har HaBayit. It's quiet there. You can pray there. But the religious organizations that are running the Kotel, not directly, but there is a Rav HaKotel, and he's embroiled in all this. He's part of this religious mechanism, political mechanism. So the one place you can pray today, theoretically, would be the Har HaBayit, but not if you're Jewish. If you're Muslim, it's okay. If you're Jewish, the Jewish religious leadership, meaning the false prophets of today, they oppose tefillah in Har HaBayit. So keep voting Shas. You're doing just wonderful. Keep voting Degel Torah. This is really religiosity. Anybody who votes Shas and Degel Torah is actually supporting the Nevi'eh HaSheker. You should know that because that's the truth.